What's up, guys? It's your bro Richie here again. So your bro Richie here again. Today in this video, I'm back. I'm back with another Fast and Furious car video for y'all. Today in this video, I'm still doing Fast 5, and today I'll be talking to you about one of the most iconic, legendary cars from the franchise. And today in this video, I'll be talking to you about the mighty, classic, iconic 1970. You guys are gonna like this one. You already know what this is. 1970 Dodge Charger RT. Yeah, there's been so many Chargers. Many people are getting sick of Chargers. I'll admit I am a little bit, but it's just how it goes. I mean, it's Dom's iconic car. But oh well, what can we do about that? So yeah, so yeah. so before I start, make sure you guys all like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you let it know when I make brand new uploads. Okay, so without any further ado, let's begin. So the 1970 Dodge Charger RT from Fast 5 2011. So Fast 5 2011. Here we go. so, uh, so the 1970 Charger RT is a major car driven by Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious franchise. Over is next, so let's do it. So over is first, so let's do it. So manufacturers, the 70 Charger RT is a major car major car driven by obviously Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious franchise. Over is next, so let's do it. So manufacturer is obviously by Chrysler. Oh, yeah. I hate it. Anyways, so manufacturer is obviously by Chrysler. The make was obviously a Dodge. Models a Charger RT. Production year 1970, and model status was discontinued. Body and chassis next. The class was a pony car, paint color. In the movie, it was kind of like a grayish, kind of silver kind of color, like a gunmetal gray almost. I don't know. Character infos next. Character infos next. The driver was obviously Dominic Toretto. The driver was obviously Dominic Toretto. So Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel. The uses were just standard driving, pretty much. And also racing, even though we've never seen it race at all, but we do know that it was in some racing events. So that's pretty much what I know. So uses are just standard driving and racing. Status was damaged in Fast 5, obviously, and the films was obviously Fast 5. There's different versions of the Charger for different parts of the movies in different conditions, obviously. So status was damaged from Fast. So status was damaged. The films was obviously Fast 5, and similar cars to that was the same Charger RT, but from 1968. Okay, so the 70 Charger RT is a major car driven by Dominic Toretto, played by Vin Diesel in the Fast and Furious franchise. Next up, history. So Fast 5 2011. So Brian drives the Charger in front of a prison bus with Dom on board, and slams the brakes. The bus crashes into the rear of the Charger, causing it to flip violently across the road. Following Dom's, so Brian, played by Paul Walker, God rest his soul, may rest in peace, drives the Charger in front of a prison bus technically, with Dom, played by Vin Diesel, on board and slams the brakes. The bus crashes into the rear of the Charger, causing it to flip violently across the road. Following Dom's escape from the bus, Dom commandeers the Charger, and drives to Rio de Janeiro, the capital of Brazil. Luke Hobbs, played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, um, of the DSS, aka the Diplomatic Security Service, after looking at security and traffic cameras, spots the Charger the Charger with the faces covered. Um, Facial recognition software, or FRS for short. It's not to be confused with the sign FRS. That's got nothing to do with it, which it didn't really exist until a couple years later when it was released in 2013. Same with the GT86 Toyota and the Subaru BRZ. So until 2011 was done, it didn't really exist until that time. Say facial recognition software, aka FRS. Fire department. Anyways, FRS, aka facial recognition software. So facial recognition software, aka FRS, um, manages to identify. So FRS, or facial recognition software, manages to identify the driver as as Dom, played by Vin Diesel, and the passenger as a fellow crew member, Han Solo. In Japanese, that's pretty much Han Solo, almost says. Han, played by Sung Kang. Hobbs, obviously played by Dwayne The Rock Johnson, realizes that both Dom and Brian's associates, so played by Paul Walker, rest in peace. Hobbs realizes that Dom and Brian's associates, Dom and Brian's associates, are now in Rio as well. Such as obviously Mia, Giselle, uh, Dago and Leo, obviously, Roman, Tej, everybody. So Hobbs realizes that both Dom and Brian's associates are now in Rio as well. The Chargers seen again on the Rio racing scene, as was used to win an off-screen pink slip race for a 2001, I think, Porsche 911 GT3 RS 996. Lacar's seen one final time in the movie when it's rammed into by Hobbs's armored car, which was the Gurkha, which that was like custom made, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, so next, specifications of all the other Chargers is exactly the same process. So this is for both Fast and Furious, aka Fast 4 2009 and Fast 5 2011. So for Fast 4 2009, so we got specifications. So for both Fast 4 2009 and subsequently Fast 5 2011, both picture car coordinator Dennis McCarthy, and his production team, VE stands for Vehicle Effects, worked to construct a 70 Charger RT that differed from the original from the first movie. 6 Chargers were built to perform all the stunts in the film. However, because of the frequency of Chargers used in action films, the rarity of Gen 2 Chargers made them difficult to procure in mint condition. Dennis and his production team purchased Chargers in rough or terrible condition and worked to have them ready for the film. Of the six Chargers used in the film, one of them was construct so one of them was constructed with a blown 528 Hemi V8 motor. Presumably that's I think that's an 8.2 liter. I think I'm not too sure. Blown 5.528 Hemi V8 motor. Three others used Chevy 6.2 liter LS3, GM crate V8s, so crate motors for simplifications. Another Chargers merely created for up close shots with the actors on stage and green screen effect shots for post production work. Visible changes to the Chargers appearance from the first film. So visible changes to the Chargers appearance from the first movie included the lower supercharger. Instead of sitting atop of the hood, the supercharger sits in the hole in a hole in a hole in the hood, and more contemporary large diameter wheels and tires were added. While one charger was blown up and another one was crashed, four have thankfully survived and are stored. So that's good. Okay, last up is trivia. So y'all know how this one works. So Roman Pierce is played by Tyrese Gibson. His phone identifies Dom by showing an image of his charger when he rings. Vin Diesel has deep respect for the car, kissing it at the Furious 7 trailer debut. When Brian repairs the charger, to save Dom from the prison bus at the end of the fourth movie, the Charger's rear plate now reads 3DHI 832, the same plate Brian had on his skyline earlier in the movie. The Charger's blower in the first movie was completely fake, so the supercharger was just completely fake. Dennis McCarthy and his team built a mold of the Charger to make it easier to build new Chargers in the future. The damaged Charger from the first movie was later used for the junkyard scene in the 2005 Disney movie Herbie Fully Loaded, albeit with a different hood, without the supercharger blower and a race car. So without the supercharger blower and a race car appearance. Maggie Payton Maggie Payton, played by Lindsay Lohan, enters the car and plays with it as if she's racing in it, until she changes her mind before her attention turns to Herbie the Beetle. Last part and all there. As of 2020, 5 years ago, the original Hero Charger from the first movies was a private owner in Europe. Not sure, like what is the deal with that, but we do know that it's somewhere. I don't know where, but it's somewhere in the Netherlands. Like, possibility that somewhere in the Netherlands. I'm not so sure. But yeah, so that's pretty much it, I guess. So, if you guys like this video, like, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think, hit the notification bell to hit all so you learn when I make pretty uploads. Okay, so that'll be it. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you guys a little later for the next video. So yeah, take care, folks. Stay safe out there. I'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.